If you were given an option to choose between keeping all your old memories and you will not make a new one, or you forget your old memories and then every day is a new experience for you, you do not recall the past at all, which would you prefer? Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Sip Pod with Eva. Today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic. It is the lie of identity. Are you remembering it wrong? Um, when you keep old memories really is like a library where you store data of the past, things that you've experienced before, events that you've been to, people that you know. When you forget, you don't have a clue about anybody, you don't have a clue about anything before, you don't have any baggage. It's just you creating a fresh memory, creating fresh events every time. I'm going to make a case for keeping old memories and also a case for forgetting, because it's both ways. So let's start with keeping old memories. There's a reason why we have photo books. There's a reason why when you go to houses you see why we even have Hall of Fame. um when we gather together, we talk about things, we are repeating the same story over and over and over again. I mean, old memories is like the foundation of life. It's more like um, the, the blueprint of yourself, you know. Um, Without the past, you will not be able to know who you are. Every day you wake up, you look at yourself like a stranger. I think there was the movie um, about someone who every day, change the character every day changes personality. You know, the character was yesterday. The person wakes up and turns into another person, forgets who they were the previous day. You know, and throughout that progression, you could see that the 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 character was very lost. The character didn't know who they were, where they were from, who they liked, who they related with. Everything just felt so new and very strange. Even it wasn't a welcoming idea for that character. Let's look at the safety nets of keeping old memories. Old memories gives that sense of continuity where the events or the experiences that you've had in the past, when something presents itself rather in the present, there is this sense of you is it knowingness. You know about it, familiar. So you tell yourself that because you've had the experiences before, this one is something that you can also push and fight for. It gives that sense of resilience. Say, okay, they say what doesn't kill you make you stronger. There's a saying like that what doesn't kill you. So for the fact that something may have happened in the past, when it's happening again, there may be similarities. It gives you that push to want to fight for what is currently happening to you at that time. There's also the when people talk about nostalgia, like, oh, I had this nostalgic feeling. I went to this place, I saw someone and it gave me that feeling. A lot of people think about it like it's just you being stuck. I don't see it like that. It's more like is there's a way science puts it as a biological way of suiting yourself, like self-suiting. Exactly, it's more like self-suiting. And it links us to people. That feeling links us to people that we know, versions of ourselves that no longer exist. It gives us that touch to it. There's this certain feel in experiencing something for the first time. Like, you can say magic in experiencing something for the first time, where you're not. It's something that I call maximum presence. You're living in the now rather than having thoughts of the past, where you are eager to create new memories, where You're not having to, the version of yourself that you have grown. You're not looking at it from how you have experienced it, the foggy lenses of the past. You're looking at it with an entirely new, different lens, and there's something people are not exactly comfortable with, and that is growth over comfort. When you grow, there are a lot of things that you have to leave behind. You don't have to carry everything along, and that's where many people find out that they are stuck in the past. But the good thing about living in the present is that you grow, and even as you're uncomfortable growing, you will evolve, and when you get to that particular level, you find some sort of stability, in everything. You have new memories. It's very important to know that the new memories that you're taking, you also have to create a new path for yourself. You have to have new experiences. Your mind has to be open to take risks that you necessarily would not even venture into. Choosing the new you. A lot of people will probably be confused about that, but I think it's a personal decision to say, this is me, I choose me, regardless of whatever it is. And telling yourself that you need to keep evolving. If it's a case that you need to start learning new things, keeping an open mind. That's basically what it is about. Forgetting the old memories and creating a new one. Now, before I talk about the middle ground in both of them, it's very important to know that the past, the present, they are very much intertwined. And why I will not say, I wouldn't choose and say, okay, this is one, you should follow this, choose, keep it holding on to your old memories, or choose, forgetting about your memories. There's something that I know about history, is that regardless of whatever it is, history repeats itself. A lot of people have thought about karma. I'm not even going to go there. But the thing about holding on to old memories is that sometimes you're not able to forge ahead because of that fear. That fear of, this thing has happened to me before, and it wasn't a good experience for me. It's not something that I want to experience again. But what we forget is, regardless of what has happened that time, we came out of it. And we didn't just come out of it, we came out of it stronger. And then when we look at it on the side of people, we forget what people have done for us just because of one minor mistake. This is on the present. When you're living in the present and forgetting the past, someone that has been good to you, somebody that has done a lot of things, and then just a very minor thing could just be that they did not even send you a Merry Christmas. Because of that, you're not talking to them again, and you forget that this person has been by your side, stood by you. Or even today, let me even talk about the happy birthday aura for aura. Somebody has been wishing you every year on year, has been sending you messages, texts, and this particular year there is no birthday wish, and it comes to your own turn, you decide to do the same thing too. This aura for aura thing, we live in that, in the present. You can't move on when you are being stuck. You hold on to traumas that has happened to you in the past. You don't forgive yourself. If you don't forgive yourself, how do you expect to grow? How do you expect to be a better version of yourself? You become stuck in that fear of unknown builds, and the human brain has a way of expanding things than more than how they really are. We think about a lot of things that are not even supposed to even have thoughts 2 times. Things that are irrelevant, quote unquote. Because of the past, you live in isolation, you live alone, you don't relate to people. It creates that wall between you and humanity. And that's why it's very, even in the Bible, talk about forgiving. You forgive your neighbor, you forgive yourself, same way you love yourself and you love your neighbor. So you have to give yourself that grace. Exactly, self-grace. As you give grace to other people, you give yourself that grace. Allow yourself heal. Maybe heartbreak that happened to you because of that. You're locked up. You don't want to relate with men. You don't want to relate with women because of your experience that you may have had, with those genders, and then because of that, I'm not doing again. I rather be myself. I want to become solitude. I want to have this solitude. You don't want to talk. You don't want to relate. And deep down inside you, you know that you want to still get married. How? Or you know that being in the present, and living in the present also. The disadvantage of it is when you forget, not living in the present. When you forget old memories, there's this disconnection of yourself. Your past. It's you don't know who you are. You lose that identity of who you were and what you've come from and what you've been fighting for, just because you want to dwell now. A lot of people do it in terms of relationships. I know that yes, there's some relationships that are not supposed to move from one state of your life to another stage of your life, but there are still some that you have to hold dear. The middle ground between both. I can't say choose keeping your old memories or forgetting about your old memories. But what I can say is that what we need to do is to treat our old memories as reliable, use it for reference, some sort of wisdom. There's a reason why they say what an elder sees sitting down, a younger person cannot see while standing, because you need both ways. You need that wisdom of old to be able to forge ahead for the future. And even as we are doing that, we should also keep in mind that while keeping your old memories, it's important that your current page where you are at this particular time, you don't close it, you don't shut it, you leave it open for new experiences. Not the new experiences is not going to come and overshadow the past that you've had. It's going to come as we learn every day. We learn from our past, we learn from our present, we also learn in the future. Learning is a constant, and it's a constant thing for humans. It's like an evolving curve for us. So while we are holding on to those memories, we should also keep an open mind, keep an open book to rewrite new experiences. And this comes with in our personal lives. We shouldn't be so blocked and put this wall between ourselves because of whatever it is that may have happened, because of, like I said, trauma. I know trauma happens to people. People react to traumas differently, but not because of those experiences you decide that you are not going to grow, just remain slow. After all that has been said, it's very important to keep in mind that you treat your old memories as a library, sort of a reference. At the same time, also have your pen and an open paper that you can use to experience new events that occur in your life. Again, I'd ask if you would like to hold on to your pen or you would like to hold on to your library. So let me know in the comment section, and we'll talk more about it in our next episode. Do not forget to subscribe. Remember to share to your friends and loved ones. And I'll see you again on our next talk show. Bye guys.